So in about a week, I am participating in like an internal powerlifting meet. So the purpose of this meet is actually to select the varsity team, which I am pretty confident I would not make. It is essentially, the selection of like the 10 strongest men and the 10 strongest women to compete in the university's varsity, which is against Oxford. And I don't think that my relative strength would enable me to qualify, but that's okay, we are competing nonetheless. So a bit about my relationship with powerlifting. I was never a sporty person at school. I dreaded sports. I would often fake sick if we had say like cross country or the bleep test. I hated everything. I was like really unfit, really unhappy, uninspired, just dreaded sports in general. And that changed when I went to uni, where I pushed myself to do a sport to remain healthy. I started cheerleading when I went to university, so I did that as an undergraduate, and I also did that during my masters, and I was really lucky in that I was able to be a part of varsity then. So as a student at the University of Cambridge for 3 years, I took part in varsity and we faced Oxford, and then I did my masters at Oxford and was part of the cheer team, competed in varsity against Cambridge. Every time I was on the team we won, so that was cool. Definitely not down to me though, it is a team sport. Powerlifting is really different. It's different because you're not part of a team, you're competing as an independent individual participant, and everything you do is kind of on you. Whereas in cheerleading, it was like there was so many ways in which other people compensated for my weaknesses and I compensated for other people's weaknesses, and it was like a group effort. So this is just so different, and I am bricking it as a result of that. The thought of my final outcome, or like my final score being entirely dependent on me is petrifying when I am not super confident in like my own physical ability. The way it works is there are 3 key lifts. These are your squat, your bench and your deadlift, and you do those in that order. You have 3 attempts for each, and at the end of the day it's kind of like your score is recorded based on how many lifts you do, also the weight of those lifts. This is future me interrupting / correcting past me. It is not about getting every single lift, although that is really important and puts you in the best position. That is not how your total score is calculated. So your total score comes from your best lift across all of those added together, etc, etc. Just to clarify that point. And there are ways in which you can fail a lift, and that's all very technical. The goal for me is not to max out and to go ham on weights. If anything, I want to demonstrate to myself and to anyone there that I am a safe and reliable lifter who makes good judgments. So I would really like to go 9 for 9, which is all 9 lifts that you do kind of qualifying and being good lifts. I've only ever done one competition before, and that was last year, where I did the novice competition, which is purely in place so people kind of learn the rules of a meet. And there I missed 2 of my squat lifts, and that was one because of depth the first time, and then the second time it was about the commands, which again is very technical. Look that up if you're interested in it. This time around I want to get all 9 lifts. That may mean compromising my squat slightly and not pushing myself as much, because my squat is definitely my most problematic lift at the moment. But it's the goal. I know that in a 2023 goal setting video, I said something along the lines of I want to lift max 300 kg, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do that. It would, so much would have to change within a week for that to be possible. An overall of like 270 something would be good. Minimum. So we'll see what we can do above that. My fears are just being rubbish. So I hope that doesn't happen. The other is being in my head, which I clearly already am. I really want to have a positive mindset throughout the day. I really want to be content with whatever it is I achieve and just not overthink it. I'd really like to push myself in a reasonable way. I think it's fine to leave knowing, oh my gosh, I could do more, because that's actually quite a confidence boost as well. But I don't want to feel like I just completely underestimate myself. So striking a healthy balance is something I really want to do. In terms of hopes, I really hope I can leave feeling motivated, particularly because in terms of this competition and in terms of the other people competing, I will not rank highly at all. I really have to go in reminding myself that this is very much about me and about me testing my own limits rather than about me in comparison to other people. And I think the way this goes and the way I react to it will very much set up my goals for the new year and what it is I want to focus on in powerlifting. That's what's going through my head. I have done a lot of mental work, believe it or not, just to make myself comfortable, because I think at this point it's becoming way more mental than physical, and that involves really basic things that might surprise people. So when you compete, you wear singlet. I've had to borrow someone's, and I'm going to practice in a singlet at the gym this week, so for my final week where I'm starting to slow down. But even just being in the gym in shorts, I always go to a gym with leggings. Just that switch of like, okay, you're going to do this wearing different clothes, or you're going to do this in a different environment, is something I feel like I have actually had to think about, because I am very like set in my ways and I am used to training in one space in a particular way. So yeah, I hope that isn't too much. I'm just someone who goes to a gym. I'm part of the Powerlifting Society. I've done that one novice competition, but nothing more than that. I follow a program and go to the gym on a regular basis, but I don't have a coach. And I don't really manipulate my diet. Like, I don't understand macros, micros. I like hardly know my weight. And that's, I think, yeah, very much a demonstration of like the level at which I'm competing. I'm not a high level athlete who has to consider all those things. I'm doing this for fun. And I want to ensure that it stays fun and I can keep perceiving it as fun. I know what my brain is like, and I know how unnecessarily serious I can take things that don't need to be taken that seriously. Like, the people who take it seriously do well at it and they put the time they want to into it. If I don't want to do that, I need to make sure that I don't expect results that wouldn't reflect that. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, gonna record just some of my practice this week, some of my thoughts, some of my feelings, and the actual powerlifting meet itself. Today is Thursday and it's the last day I need to go to the gym. It's a really small workout, like most is being skipped. So I just do 2 squats and then a few things on bench, and then I am out and like resting for the rest of the week. So hopefully, yeah, hope it goes well and my body can recover and feel really strong for Saturday. It's the night before the meet. I've packed my bags. It's not even that late, it's like almost 8 p.m. I'm feeling like, I don't want to say over it, but I feel like, yeah, there's been a lot of build up and now it's here. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do it, or like I want it to be over, I just want it to be done. So I'm sure I'll feel really different tomorrow, much more excited. It's also weird because I definitely am feeling quite a bit of pain. That means once this meet is done, I'll definitely take time to rest. But there's also an element of, yeah, not having been to the gym for a few days and then being like, oh, I don't know if I know how to do this. And I don't think I have the best brain for sports, because I just, yeah, I'm definitely like doubting my own ability. But I'm sure on the day I will feel good. I'll be in a familiar space and I'll remember that, like, yeah, I know how to do these things, and having rested for the last few days will benefit me greatly. In terms of what's in my bag, I have my knee sleeves, which I know I'm gonna have to take time to put on to ensure I put them on high enough. I've got my belt. I'm gonna just bring this camera. Yeah, okay. So I've got my night gym bag, got my knee sleeves, got my belt. All of these are inherited from my partner. I haven't like paid for these. I'm not as invested. I've got my Vans, which I'll be using. I did order some squat shoes through the club, and they arrive tomorrow, but I'm obviously not going to compete in something I've not had experience or practice with, but I do know that squat shoes will probably really help me because there are quite a few concerns with my squats. I have a singlet which I'm borrowing from someone, and I'm really grateful for that. Again, I haven't really invested much in terms of equipment, so I'm really grateful that people have given me or let me borrow various items. I've got a cotton t-shirt which you're supposed to wear under your singlet, so that's what you wear. The belt will be for deadlifts and squats, the knee sleeves just for squats. The shoes I'm wearing with everything, but Vans are especially good for deadlifting. I got my stress ball because yeah, I think it will give me something to do. I bought a tripod so I can record on my phone, especially if people are preoccupied and I can't necessarily keep asking people to film me. So got some pretzels, some Tang Fast sticks, a banana, and some protein flapjacks. I also have some energy drinks, some protein yogurt. I'm not going to eat all of this, but I'm going to carry it anyway. Some protein yogurt and some dairy dunkers, and a protein drink. I'm going to wear my tracksuit to stay warm, and I am going to charge my camera this evening so that I'm fully prepared. In all honesty, I'm nervous, I can't lie. I want it to be over and done with. I'll see how confident I feel on the day. I think I just need to have a good mindset, be happy with whatever it is I move, and remind myself that again, I'm using people's borrowed kit. I don't have a coach. Whatever I do will be an achievement because I'm kind of doing it on my own. So yeah, I hope it goes well. I hope I feel good. The day started with squats, which, as I mentioned throughout the video, is my most problematic lift. My mobility isn't great, so my ability to reach depth is pretty questionable. I opened with 85 kg, which I was actually happy with, moved up to 92.5 and then ended with 97.5. Yes, I played it safe. Yes, I could have really pushed myself for 100, but I am really proud of the fact that I did this, the fact that these squats qualified, which they didn't in my first comp last year. They were also much higher. In my first competition, I opened with 70 and stayed on 70 because I just, kept failing on the basis of technicalities and commands. So, yeah, I am pretty happy with this. Moving on to bench, I got warmed up and I opened with 55, and looking back at this, I look like I'm struggling, which really surprised me. Technically it still passed, I wasn't kind of waving the bar around loads, but I didn't think it would be such a struggle. So my second attempt did not go so well. I failed, and there is a reason I failed. So earlier in the video I kept saying oh, I have some pain, oh, I have some pain. There was a reason for that. This very same week I tried to bench 60. I just thought, why not? I'm feeling good, I'm wearing my singlet, let's give it a try. There was no one else in this gym and there are terrible safety bars on this bench, and I failed. I have the most embarrassing footage of this 60 kg just stuck on me. It really hurt my shoulder and my chest, which is why I was in pain for the rest of the week. Although I really wanted to go to 60 on comp day, failing that 57.5 and being in pain just meant I wasn't going to push it. So yeah, please enjoy this probably the most embarrassing footage I'll ever have of myself on the internet. Final bench, I decided to stay put and tried 57.5 and it moved annoyingly easily. Moving on to deadlifts, which was the end of the day. I'm not too sure if I have every attempt recorded, but I went with 120, 125 and then 130 kilograms. On my first lift, or maybe my second, I think the ref didn't feel like I locked out one of my arms enough, so I made sure I really went for that on my last attempt with the lockout. Overall, this was an incredibly enjoyable day. I'm really proud of myself for pushing through, for staying calm, particularly after that failed bench, which really felt like it could be a make or break moment. In total, I moved about 285 kilograms, which I'm really proud of. Although it's not my 300 kg goal, it's still something I would have never imagined when I first started going to the gym. You may have also noticed throughout the video that powerlifting is an incredible community. People will cheer you on, scream at you to push harder, even if they don't even know you. So I'm really grateful to have found this community and this sport and to keep doing it next year.